YouTube today for the first time. And so we're just trying to figure out so that's the camera right there. See that black thing right here, right in front of you, buddy? Mhm. Yeah, so we're going to be on YouTube, so you can definitely watch us later. It's on YouTube. Can you believe it? We got to get on YouTube Kids if we really. You don't. Are we live? Okay. Welcome to Cedar Lane Unitarian Universalist Church, and this is our first time back in our chapel in 2 years. It's been almost exactly 2 years since we've been quarantined and locked down and trying to figure out variants and everything. And I'm so glad to see your masked faces here today. So we have a couple things that are happening. First, we're streaming live to YouTube, so that's exciting. And also today is the first Sunday of the month, so we are unveiling our new monthly soul care packages that you can pick up in person today or anytime this week. So, and our RE classes are starting again right after chapel at 9:30. So we're really excited about that. So we have an exciting celebratory song from Miss Jenny. Oh, but before we do that, I wanted to tell parents one more thing. If you can take out your phone and you can go on your Google Play Store or your iPhone store? I don't know what they call it in App Store. If you can go on the App Store and download the app called Connect. That is a secure social network that we'll be using, that the entire church is using to connect with each other and to remain in communication with each other throughout the week. So it has a ton of amazing new features. Right now, all we're asking you to do is just go download the app and then play around with it and see what you think of it and give us your feedback. All right? All right, Miss Jenny.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So if you're in the chapel, you might have a shaker to play with me. And if you're not, if you're at home, feel free to sing along. We're going to sing Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. All right? Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your heart, everyone. Open your heart, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Yay!
So glad to be here. And today is a day of rejoicing. Today is an exciting day when we're coming back for the first time into our chapel in 2 years. So it is worthy of rejoice. Thank you, Miss Jenny. Now is the time for our chalice lighting. Do I have a volunteer in person who would like to light our chalice? Come on up, you can both light. And if you're watching from home, you can put into the chat where you're lighting your chalice from. Come on up. All right, so one of you can hold the chalice and one of you can light it. Here you go. As we say our chalice lighting words, we are Unitarian Universalists. We are the church of the open mind, the loving heart, and the helping hands. Together, we care for the earth and work for friendship and peace in our world. Thank you so much to both of you for helping to light our chalice this morning. You can go have a seat, and we're going to do that in 1 sec. So now is a time in our service where we honor the many passages of life, our joys and our sorrows, the things that are on our heart that are sometimes hard to talk about, and sometimes that we want to just scream and tell the world about. So now I invite you to silently come up, if you're in person, and take a stone. Think about what's making you joyful or sorrowful, what's making you happy or sad, and then place it in the water, noticing the ripples that happen in the water, the ripples that also happen in our life when we share what's on our heart. And so I invite anybody who wants to come up to do so now, and if you're watching from home, you can place your joy or sorrow in the chat as you feel called to do so. So come on up. Anybody can come up.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a joyful day for me.
Yes.
Because today, from 1 to 2, I'm having a play date with my best friend.
Oh, wow, a play date with your best friend. That is a joyful thing.
I kind of forgot mine, but, all right. Mine was the, that it was a joy that, we would, what's this place called again?
Cedar Lane?
No, I mean the swing.
Oh, the chapel.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of good that we got to come in this chapel when we haven't been in it for how many years?
2 years, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 2 years.
That is a joyful thing. Thank you for sharing. So we have joy that we're back in the chapel after 2 years. And actually, I was going to put a stone in for the same joy. Because I am very joyful today about that. Are there any other joys or sorrows that we want to share? Certainly don't have to, but we know that there are joys and sorrows on our hearts. And so I will put one more stone in for the joys and sorrows that remain on our hearts, but are unspoken. And I forgot to take off my mask. So now we're going to have a story, and this is a story that actually has something to do with our box, our soul care package. So let me get the soul care package real quick. So in our soul care packages, we have curated activities for each theme of the month so that you as a family can discuss what's happening or discuss some of your thoughts or feelings about the theme. Our theme for this month is Awakening Faith. So one thing we have in here is some seed paper, and each piece of seed paper represents one of our 7 principles. So we also have some pots for you to put the seeds in and watch them grow. So I have a story about seeds, actually, that I wanted to share with you. And this story comes from Vietnam, and it's an ancient story about a time when the divine ancient gods and goddesses ruled the earth. And they decided that they were going to make people. And so they made people. and put them on the earth. And the people on the earth were very happy. And the gods and goddesses were like, these guys are amazing. Like, we love these guys so much. They're so cool. And we want to do something really special for them. So the gods and goddesses thought about it, and they thought, maybe we could create these like vehicles with 4 wheels and an engine, and that would make them go anywhere they wanted. And the ancient goddess who was in charge of all things was like, slow down a little bit. Let's see if they can handle something else first. So they decided they would give them seeds. So they decided to give people seeds. And they thought, we'll give them 2 types of seeds. We'll give them seeds that are really easy to grow, that they can eat. Because we love these guys. They're amazing. We want them to be able to eat very easily and nourish themselves and make more humans on the earth. And then another god was like, we should also give them some seeds that make it really beautiful on the earth so that these amazing people have beauty in their lives. Like flowers or like grass. But they were like, and trees, yeah. But they said, but let's not make the beauty as easy to grow. So we'll have seeds that are easy to grow that people can eat, and seeds that make grass, all different types of grass. Grass in the sea, grass in the bays, and grass in our backyards. Beautiful, beautiful green grass. But we'll make that a little bit harder to grow. So they'll have to go through a couple of steps to get the grass. So all the gods and goddesses were in agreement, and they went to their messenger and said, we'd like you to bring these 2 types of seeds down to the people. And they said, we want you to put the seeds that are kind of hard to grow in the red bag. And we want you to put the seeds that are easy to grow that the people are going to eat in the yellow bag. And these bags are magic. So whichever seeds you put in the red bag are going to be harder to grow. And whatever seeds you put in the yellow bag are going to be easy to grow, and they'll be able to eat we want them to be able to eat the easier to grow seeds. So the messenger was like, okay, so I put the hard to grow seeds in the left bag and the easier to grow seeds in the right bag, right? And the god said, right. And he said, wait, right? Left? Right? What? And the gods, being God, said, you know what? We don't have time for all this. You do you. Get the seeds in the bags. Get them down to the people. That's what we want to have happen. Okay? Have a nice day. So the messenger was like, oh, man. Okay. All right. What am I going to do here? So I'm going to put the seeds that are easy to grow in the red bag, and the seeds, that's going to feed them. And the seeds that are hard to grow, I'm going to put those in the yellow bag. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, I'm so confused. So he said, okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the seeds that are hard to grow, I'm going to call those rice. And that way I won't forget. And I'm going to put the rice seeds in the red bag, okay? So this is the seeds they're going to eat, okay? So those are in the red bag. And I'm going to put the seeds that are easy to grow and that will just grow prolifically anywhere they're placed. I'm going to call those grass, and I'm going to put those in the yellow bag, okay? Oh, so he said, okay. And then he put on his wings, and he went down and went into the earth. And he said, humans, I have these 2 bags. You are so blessed by the gods and the goddesses. They wanted you to have these rice seeds to eat, and they wanted you to have these grass seeds for beauty and for serenity. And the humans were like, great, thanks. And they had no idea. And they were like, wow, it's kind of hard to grow rice. There's like many steps to growing rice. But we have this food we can make anything out of, so we're happy with that. and the grass grows everywhere, and it's beautiful. The humans had no idea that the messenger had made a huge mistake. But the gods and the goddesses knew. So they went, when the messenger went back and he said, okay, I did my job, they said to him, oh, messenger, nope, you got it all wrong. What a huge mistake. These poor humans, all we wanted to do is love them and give them something easy that they could eat wherever they were. So they said, you know what? And they sent the messenger back to earth as a beetle. And there he roams to this day. His ancestors, his people around his people are all beetles. And the gods and goddesses said, you know what? What we'll do is we'll have the rice seeds come into little balls, and we'll just give them, tell them, command them to go to the people. And so the rice seeds all started to get little feet and walk towards the people. And the people were like, oh my gosh, and they started whacking them away and saying, get away from me, get away from me. And then the rice seeds said, you know what, we're never going to do that again. You're going to have a process to make rice. And the humans from then until now have to go through a hard process to make rice, but it still is delicious. And seeds are a very important part of our growth and our life cycle. So now is the time in our service for our offering. And if you downloaded the app, the Connect app, you can actually donate super easy and keep your credit card information in the app, if you so choose to do so. And if you want, you can also text CLUUC with the amount, we're getting there, with the amount to the number 73256, and just put the dollar amount next to CLUUC. Take it away, Miss Jenny.
All right, we're going to sing There's More Love Somewhere. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere.
Thank you so much, Miss Jenny. So 2 years ago, in March, in the first Sunday of March, was our very last chapel in person. I wonder how old you were last year on the first Sunday of March. And you were 8? 2 years ago in March. Whew. Time is a strange thing. So 2 years ago, I wonder how old you were in March of 2020. And if you're watching online, you can put your answer in the chat. How old were you? You were 7. Wow. 4? 4. How old? You were 9. So my children grew up in Montessori, or are growing up in Montessori school, and when you have a Montessori birthday, you get to go in your classroom and walk around the sun and tell about all the wonderful things or things that were hard that happened in the year that you went around the sun, because we know that one circle around the sun is 1 year, right? So I thought today we could do a little bit of a ritual to think about how much we've changed and grown, how much we've gained, and how much we've lost in these last 2 years, so that we can move forward and think about what might happen in another circle around the sun. What might it look like in March of 2023? What hope might we bring into a new year? So what I'd like us to do is I'm going to need a volunteer to be the sun. You want to come up and be the sun? And I'm just trying to get the music set up. So you're going to stand right in the middle, and you're going to hold this up really high. And stand right there. Yes,
So
perfect.
Layla, the camera is right there for our YouTube, okay? If you want to make sure you look at it. But you can still be in the sort of center.
So it's so good to see more friends joining us this morning. So what I'm going to invite us all to do is we're going to start in March of 2020. And I'm going to invite you to walk around the circle in a minute and say in your head the things that happened from March of 2020 to March of 2021. And then when you get back to the starting point, just take a breath and then walk around one more time and think about all the things that happened between March 2021 and March 2022. And just hold those things in your heart. And once you've gone around the circle twice, then you can sit back down. And we're going to try, I don't know how this is going to show up for YouTube people, the music, but we're going to be listening to a song by Peter Mayer called One More Circle Round the Sun. So let's see how this works.
Been way down by side.
each one of us was the earth in a way. Yeah. So thank you for sharing in that ritual with us. That was a ritual, yeah. That was a ritual of reflection, a ritual that Montessori kids do every year on their birthday. And I invite you to consider doing that on your birthday, to reflect on what's changed over the course of the year for your life. So the light of the sun shines no matter what, helping us renew and awaken our faith. And now let's hear about the light that shines within each of us as we close out our chapel this morning with this little light of mine.
That ritual really got to me, so you guys are going to have to help me sing. I'm unexpectedly emotional after that. It does happen like that. All right. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel? No! I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel? No! I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel? No! I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thank you for playing with me.
I just want to mention, if you liked that folktale, that I got that folktale from Circle Round, which is an NPR podcast. It's awesome folktales from all around the world. And now it's time for you to go to your classes, so go now in peace and have a wonderful Sunday.